Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Hey.
Hey, yeah.
Yeah.
See, you change it every time.
I know, I actually caught myself this time.
Mm-hmm. Told you.
It's still kind of similar.
Similar. Hey,
What's going
guys.
on?
Thanks for coming back to join us during our little rants that we go on. This has been so much
Happy
fun.
Pride, everybody! Woo!
Happy Pride. I wish I had a shirt. Dang it. I'm
Oh,
all black and
maybe.
white.
I got mine online, like $12 or $13.
I like it. I'm going to get one. Is it still going to be Pride next
All month
weekend?
of June.
Oh,
But you
cool.
know
So
what?
then,
Dallas does their Pride in September. I think that's how they
so
used to do it.
Letty told me that Pride is always in June, but for some reason Dallas does their parade in
Because it's hot.
September. But I think, yeah, but I think what was it last year? They did their parade in June to like match.
Yeah, they've also moved stuff. Like I remember they used to do the big event after Pride would be at that park by the neighborhood, and they've moved it to the fairground.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I remember seeing pictures and stuff of that.
Yeah, I think they started that either a year or two ago, but I
Okay,
wasn't
that's
there
cool.
for that. It's Can you believe it's already going on 4 years this October that I've left to Dallas?
I can't believe. Well, yeah, because I was pregnant with Charlotte. Remember
Yeah.
when we went to the movies the
Oh,
last day?
that's right. What movie did we watch? Oh, I remember. Gone Girl.
Oh yeah. And then we had dinner or lunch at Carrabba's, right?
Mhm.
At
I
the
just
mall.
remember dropping you off in that parking lot.
At the train.
Yeah.
Fun
Yeah, yeah, girl
times.
on the train.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, that was funny.
So,
Okay, so what's the update of the week? What have you been doing
my
since we
hair,
last spoke?
girl.
I see that, girl.
I
Love
got
it.
highlights and I got
What
a
made you get
haircut.
what made you get the highlights?
I don't know. I was just going on Pinterest and looking for like different things to do with curly hair.
Uh-huh.
And I had been growing my hair out for a while, but I didn't like the way the sides were looking. And I'm
Yeah.
usually a clean cut kind of guy, but I still want to have the curls. And so when I was doing that search on Pinterest, I came across the like a kind of a trend that the younger kids are doing. So maybe
Uh-huh.
that's why I look so young.
I was
But
gonna say it
they're
looks
doing
really
this
good.
now. This
It
is the
makes you
thing.
look a lot younger.
And then my sister-in-law added these highlights for me because I told her I wanted some caramel highlights.
Uh-huh.
It's a little bit lighter than caramel, but
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah, it looks good.
Yeah.
Are you gonna buy some purple shampoo?
She already cleaned my hair with the purple shampoo. What?
You need to buy some. You need to buy purple shampoo and
It
at
keeps
least
it from
once or
looking
twice a week.
orange.
Yep.
Yep.
Because we Hispanics, we pull a lot of red and so it looks rusty.
Mm-hmm.
Girl, I was blonde for a while, okay?
You're still blonde. You're so pretty.
No, I'm not. Shut up. So,
What about you?
after we filmed last week, which again, shout out to our friend Edson for joining, even though
That's
Ricky was
fun.
not in the mood. I had a lot of fun.
Looking
So
back, it was fun though.
yeah, I
Say
always
when I
like
watched
y'all's
it.
little banter. It's fun. It's funny to me.
We have a
But
little straight gay banter.
yeah, because he doesn't get all like sensitive about shit. Like whenever you put it on.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm. But anyway, so after I had to rush out of here and I went and picked up Virginia and we went to, do you guys have those pedal like drinking things where you're in like this trolley and then everybody can pedal and you drink while you go?
I know what you're talking about, but I have not seen one here in Albuquerque. But I've
So
seen them in Phoenix, and also I've
mhm.
seen them down there in Dallas before too.
Yeah, so I've been wanting to do it for a long time, but I just never really did. And it was my uncle's birthday, and so he got all these people, together, like his cousin and some friends and stuff. So we went and did that. It was so much fun.
I've
It
wanted
was
to try it.
like 2.5 hours. I did not pedal because I was wearing high heels, and I was just not going to do it.
I wouldn't have pedaled either way.
Hell no.
Heels.
So, mm, yeah, but it was fun. It was a lot of fun. And then like we stopped at a couple of bars and took some shots or whatever, but it
Oh,
was
so they let
fun.
you stop at
Yeah.
different. Okay, that's
It
cool.
just depends on what you want. So like he's like, we can not stop at all. We can stop like once or twice, like whatever you guys want to do. This is your experience. So we stopped at 3 bars and just for like 20 minutes, you know, to use the bathroom, whatever. Yeah.
Time to get a shot and use a restroom.
Yeah. But okay. So, my uncle moved here from Kansas and my aunt and my cousin, right? So that's my mom's youngest sister. She's 40. So I've always been very close to her. And then so her husband and then their daughter, she's 20. She just graduated from KU, like super cute little thing. So, anyway, so he has a cousin and his wife that live in Arlington, I want to say. So, but they didn't like really grow up together. But now that they live so close to each other, they hang out a lot, you know? So he came and then he invited this other guy, the guy's sister, and then the guy's friend. Okay. And then it was me and Virginia. So we ended up knowing the guy and the sister that he invited because, you know.
Okay. Yeah. Because when I saw the pictures, it looked like a younger crowd. I was expecting like a family crowd and it looked like just a bunch of you and your friends.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. Well, I mean, my uncle's 42. So
the pictures look pretty young. I was expecting like a family party when you told me you're going to your uncle's party.
Yeah. No, my aunt and uncle, they're so fun. Like they love to party. Cool. Okay. So then we ended up knowing, me and Virginia knew the friend and the friend's sister. Like we knew them from school. He was friends with Virginia's brother, whatever. Right. And then the other two guys, like they sat directly across from us. And one of them, it was very obvious that he was into Virginia and he was like flirting with, you know, whatever. And me and Virginia were like, we were just having a good time and drinking, like whatever, you know how we are. And then I think he caught a glimpse of my rings. And then he was like, hold on a second, you're married? And I said, yeah, I'm married. And he's like, what about her? And I'm like, she's married too. And he was like, what? And then he turned into a total fucking jerk. Like they were passing around shots and he was like, don't give any to the married girls. Don't give any to the married girls. They don't deserve it. And I'm like, what the fuck does it have to do with anything? Like, it's our fault that you're so fucking blind. You don't see our rings. Come on. Like, and so then I was like, we didn't say anything. I didn't say anything until we were done and we got off. And I told, my cousin, my uncle's, cousin, I was like, dude, what the fuck is up with your friend? Like, you know, whatever. And he was like, well, oh no, he's just very, very drunk, you know, whatever. And so then he brought up another comment about being married. And I was like, dude, what's your deal? Like, what's your deal with us being married? Because at this point we're off of the pedal thing and I'm like not in the mood. Right. And so he was like, well, I'm just saying, like, you guys didn't say that y'all were married. I'm like, what the fuck? We're supposed to get on this thing and like announce that we're married. And then I said, I think you have a problem with us being married and being out here without our husbands. I think you're one of those. And he was like, well, I don't think you should be out here without your husband. And I'm going through a divorce. Yeah. And so, right. And so then, motherfucker, so then we were past it, right? Because then he was like, I'm getting a divorce. And I'm like, okay, so then you're in your own shit, whatever. And then
that makes sense. And she probably fucking would go out without him.
Right. So then that motherfucker, he said, he was like, well, you know, I'm getting a divorce because she's so lazy. Like she doesn't ever do anything. She's a stay-at-home mom and she doesn't do anything.
Is that what you want her to do?
And she's like, with the kids. Yeah. And I did tell him, I was like, you can't sit here and flip flop and be like, hey, you need to like, you know, be this traditional housewife or whatever. But then also whenever I get home, you better get up on your feet and do shit. Yeah. Like that's not going to happen. And I told him, I was like, look, I said, I'm very proud to be like a working wife, a working mom. Like I get up every day and I have to fucking hustle. Mm-hmm. Like I am a hustler through and through. This guy said that the only type of women that say they're hustlers are prostitutes. Ricky.
What did you say? Oh, Cindy.
It was bad. It got so bad. And Virginia had my back and she's like, hold on this. Like, I mean, she fucking lit into him too. And I was just like, who the fuck do you think you are? I said, you're so fucking ghetto. If you're going to sit here, I said, I am in the real estate industry and everybody says that we're hustlers. Like nobody fucking talks about prostitutes except for people who are around them. So that says more about you. Mm-hmm. I was like fucking pissed. I said,
where was it again that he was saying all this crap?
This was my uncle's cousin's like friend or whatever.
Yeah, but where was he saying all this? On the bike?
At a bar. No, after we finished the bike, we were at a bar.
I would have stopped that fucking vehicle and told his ass to get the fuck out.
Get the fuck out. Right. Well, that's what I'm saying. That's why I didn't say anything whenever he was making the married comments when we were on the bike, because I'm like, whatever, we're all having a good time. But whenever we got out, I'm like, fuck you, dude. And then I was like, because again, you know how I am. Like I was wearing my Gucci shoes, I was wearing my Tiffany's jewelry, like whatever. And so my uncle came and he was like, what are y'all talking about? I was like, this motherfucker's saying here, like saying that because I said I'm a hustler, that I'm a fucking prostitute, like that I'm like ghetto or whatever, like I don't know. And then my uncle was like, do you not see her shoes? Like her husband bought her those shoes and she's got plenty more of them. And then the cousin came up and he was like, those shoes, whatever, I bet I paid more for my shoes. Look at my shoes, look at my shoes. I was like, I don't know what that brand is.
You
like,
don't
I don't
shop
know.
at Payless, girl.
I said, I don't know what that is. He's like, look them up, look them up, look them up. And so my cousin, she's like looking them up and she's like, they're $135. And my uncle was like, dude, like, no, you need to stop or whatever. And then he was like, well, go look at my wife's ring. Like my wife's ring was $15,000. I was like, so was mine. Okay. Like, why are we sitting here having this conversation?
It doesn't even matter.
I was so mad. Like I have not been that mad and like frustrated because there was no talking sense into these guys. And so then after a while he like apologized and then he like wanted to put his arm around me to like, hey, and I'm like, get the fuck off of me. Like you're fat and sweaty and from riding this bike, like get the fuck off of me. I'm done with you. And then I just left.
That sucks. I'm sorry. Despite that, was everything else okay?
Yeah, it was so fun. Like
yeah, it
the
looked
whole
like
thing
it
was
from
fun.
what I saw.
Yeah.
I didn't know that you went through all that. There's
I
always
wish
gotta
I
be
was
that
the
one
type-
guy.
Yeah, and I seriously wish I was the type that like didn't get bothered and I was like, you know what? But if fuck it, and then I had been drinking, so it was just like
But you had everybody had your back, so that's
oh
good.
for sure,
Because I
yeah,
would have been pissed if there was a group of guys doing that.
yeah,
If it was just him and everybody had your back, then that's good.
yeah, for sure. But anyway, so that happened then, and then I got a new dishwasher delivered.
That's right. Santos was installing it today. I didn't know he was that handy.
Well,
oh shit! Be careful when you wash the dishes later.
I haven't turned it on just yet.
You have flood insurance, right?
Yeah. Well, no. This is like a home warranty. I think you need a home warranty for that. So, anyways, I had a closing yesterday. A friend of mine, I helped her find a house like real close to me. So all my friends are moving real close to me. I'm excited. But then I was also helping another friend move into her new house, which is also close to me. And Charlotte dropped this big like wrought iron thing that goes on the wall that has candle holders and everything. She dropped it right on her toe.
Ouch.
And I thought it was broken, but I think it's just like, I think her nail's going to fall off. I mean, it was so bad.
Go back on.
I know, but I still feel bad for her. And then I'm under contract for a couple other properties, and we had a speaker for the NAREP group that I'm part of. He's known as Mr. Thank You. Have you heard of him? His name is John Israel. He was featured in Good Morning America and in ABC and Fox, stuff like that. Like he's been out there. So he has a book out, and it just talks about the power of just being nice to people and saying thank you and writing handwritten thank you cards. So for an entire year, every single day, he hand wrote a thank you card to 5 people. Every single day, 5 people. Like hand wrote, and it was people like the server, or the pilot because he would travel, so like the flight attendants, and he said that he just saw how positive that was and stuff. So that was a really cool speaking event that we attended on Thursday. It was cool.
So that makes me think of something that I want to do at work. I'm already helping our company kind of build on our social engagement activities.
Mm-hmm.
So we have some, but not as many as we'd like. And so we're trying to get our group a little bit more in sync, and just people know a little bit more about each other, right?
Yeah.
Team building and all that good stuff, right? Well, anyways, so I know you and I have done Fun Bunch for as long as I can remember. We called it Fun Bunch at the bank, and I did Spirit and Morale at other companies. And so now, I'm helping them, my company, with what we're calling it Phoenix and Friends, because the name of
Oh,
our
that's
company is
cute.
Phoenix.
I
So it's
like
cute,
it.
Phoenix and Friends. And then,
Yeah.
so we're doing little engagement activities. I'm going to host our first one at the end of this month. It's going to be movie trivia.
Oh,
Happy hour.
cool. Oh, yay.
Yep. So after
Gonna be
we're,
like through Zoom?
yep. So I'm going to set it up like this. We're going to do this thing called Jackbox TV.
Okay.
Jackbox.tv is what it is. And so you can use it to play trivia. And so you share the link with everybody, and they could either do it from their phone or on their computer. And so, like, let's just say I'm controlling the main trivia and I'm putting the thing out there. I can keep track of everybody's answers and scores.
Oh, that's nice.
And so they gave me a
That's
budget.
cool.
So I'm
I
going to be
like
giving
it.
prizes out and just
Hey.
figuring things like that. But to your point, what you were saying earlier, I think that thank you goes a long way. I know at the bank we had that. And if it just,
Yeah.
let me
The
just drop a note,
e-card.
thank you. And then it would, like, you could pick like
The
from different
e-
designs and different
yeah.
like pictures or whatnot, or little, I don't know. They weren't gifts. They were like videos that said thank you
Yeah.
or
It was like a e-button, an
yeah,
e-button
yeah.
or e-card. Yeah, yeah.
So I'm trying to get that also next. I want to be able, like,
Yeah.
because there's a lot of things, a lot of projects that we're working on, and we don't all work on the same projects. So it'd be nice to like send that thank you out. But what I wanted to go out to the entire company. So like if you and I are working on a project that this other person doesn't know about, I want to give you kudos for something you did on that project. I'm going to share it to the entire company.
So
You're
everybody
getting a
can know.
spotlight, and everybody can see why.
Exposure.
Yeah.
I
That's
like
also the
that.
employee spotlight. We're doing that as well. I'm going to ask some silly questions just to get people to know more about one another. Like, what's your favorite movie and your color? What are your
You should
hobbies?
also do like what's like your silliest nickname growing up or whatever.
Yeah. Do you have any crazy nicknames?
Yeah.
Just stuff like that. What's your favorite place to go vacation at? Just things like, because when you see things like that on other people, then you can kind of relate, or you might I don't know.
Yeah, no, it's cool. I like it.
But no, go ahead.
So everything that's going on right now with the all the different riots, and well, not riots, but peaceful protests and all of that, there's this restaurant here in like on South Main, so kind of down the street from where you dropped me off at the train station the last day you were here. It's like 2 blocks away from there. There's this restaurant called Hot Box Biscuits, I think it is. And
that sounds cute.
Well, they are in trouble because you walk in, like Letty and I went whenever they first opened, and we were like very disappointed with their food. And then so we ended up going to eat at another restaurant, and I told the guy, I was like, oh, this place, Hot Box Biscuit, like I was so, disappointed because their whole thing is biscuits, right? And I was like, their biscuits were dry, like fuck them. And Letty was mad at me because she's like, the restaurant industry is so small and you can't be bad mouthing restaurants. And I'm like, well, if it's true, I'm not going to sit here and kiss your ass. Yeah. So anyway, so now they're in trouble because you walk in and it's all like, it's very inspired by the Black culture. So you see like they do fried chicken and waffles. You see the Notorious B.I.G. like all over. They have like different names, like their menu items are obviously inspired by Black culture. Like, so you walk in and it's all Black culture in your face everywhere. Okay. And somebody wrote to them saying like, hey, I see that you're inspired by this Black culture. No, she did it very, very good, like very tasteful. She's like, hey, I'm a business owner as well. I don't see that you are posting anything in support of Black Lives Matter or in support of, the culture and what's going on. I really think that, your restaurant, like you should really make a statement or something because you have a big following and you can use your platform. Like it was a very, very tasteful message, very tasteful, not at all insulting, condescending, nothing. It's just like, hey, I think that this is, something that would benefit you. Do you know what they replied? What? They said, okay, thanks. And then she replied and she's like, okay, well, so what are you going to do, to do this, to reach out to the community? And they said, not your concern.
Was she also African American?
No, she was white.
That's why.
Well, either way, like you can't
No, I get it.
in today's world where everything can be screenshotted and put, which is exactly
Yeah.
what happened. So they are like, they've issued all kinds of bullshit apology too, because it's like you
Yeah.
like you obviously, you know, why couldn't you? She
That's a
took the
fine
time.
line though for both sides. You know what I mean? Like that's
Yeah.
very. I mean, how would you like it if somebody came to your parents' restaurant that wasn't
Uh-huh.
of Hispanic background and tried to tell you that you need to be more,
But she didn't say, I will send you the screenshots
Yeah,
because
I
she
have
did,
to read it because it sounds.
because she didn't know. I'm explaining it wrong because she wasn't all like, you should. She was just like, hey, as a, you know, white owned business owner, you
What
know,
should
I
I
think
say?
that we could do
This is
more.
an opportunity for you to educate.
Yes.
Okay,
Like what,
but
you
that's
know,
also another problem that that people are having, not just in the African American community, but also in the gay community.
yeah.
They're fed up of having to educate people.
Uh-huh.
You know what I mean? Like I
Uh-huh.
get it, and I have this battle with my friends all the time.
Mm-hmm.
I have a friend, you know him, and
Yes.
we have this debate all the time. Tor,
Yeah.
I call him Eddie. It's a bad habit because I've
Yeah.
known Eddie forever. Anyways, Tor and I've had this debate quite a few
Mm-hmm.
times. Like he does not feel like when I went on his show, he didn't
Yeah.
feel like I should be educating our viewers. Hey, straight people, when I say X, Y, and Z, this is what I mean as a gay man.
Yeah.
And we after the recording, he was just like, "Hey, Ricky, I don't need you to translate your Spanish words. I don't need you to explain why you're saying something gay, because my viewers are watching me because they already know about me or us. I don't need to educate people. I'm not here
But
to
that's his
educate."
platform. His
Yeah,
audience are people that
right.
know,
But
you know.
me,
Okay.
I'm like, hey,
I
if
know
you
how you
want to
are.
be inclusive
Right.
and you want to be included, you need to include.
Right.
And excluding people because they're not educated on it, you don't know. They may have not grown up with gay people,
But you're
grown up with
more,
the Black community.
you have always been more of like the more the merrier. Like we need to
Absolutely.
include, you know what I mean? And maybe he was just like, well, I just
Well,
want
he
to keep
got
it to
picked
his.
up on a lot. I mean, we all
Yeah.
did, but he was a bigger gay guy, very
Yeah.
much more flamboyant than I am. So
Mm-hmm.
it was harder for him. So to him, he's like,
Yeah.
no, I'm not gonna sit here and educate you.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
Understood.
live my life and not have to worry about what you think and why you think it.
Yeah.
Which I
Okay. I
get.
mean,
I mean,
whatever. Yeah.
but I
But
get
I'm
what
just
you're
saying,
saying.
like, so with this one, it was just like, especially in light of where we are today, you know, a response could have been like, instead of like, not your concern,
Right.
it could have been like, you know, we're going to talk about it as a company, you know, thank you so much for your ideas or whatever. Like you've given us a lot to think about, and we're going to, you know, like we're going to think about, I don't have an answer for you right now, but let me take it back to my business partners, and we're going to think of
I think
something.
I think it's the initial instinct for people to get upset about something.
Defensive.
Yeah, defensive. Like even at
Yeah.
work, when again going back to the social and spirit and morale committee and all that stuff that I
Mhm.
did at my previous job, one of my employees wanted to do a potluck for Cinco de Mayo.
Yeah.
Um, but one of the Hispanic guys on our team got upset because he wanted to educate everybody what Cinco de Mayo was.
Okay. Can we
And like
eat
he was
too?
upset, like he didn't want people to participate unless they knew what they were celebrating. Like that
Can
kind
we
of
eat
stuff.
too? Like, can't we break bread while you tell me what?
So much. It's like,
Yeah.
come on. But I get
Yeah.
it. I get both. I mean, I try to stay neutral and everything, and I try to see both
Yeah.
sides of everything. It's just crazy, and I just think that everybody needs to be very sensitive
Yeah.
to others.
I think so. And just be open to learning too.
Yep.
So we are running out of time. I have an A of the week. Do you have one?
Of course I do. I always do.
Okay, well, let me go first since like give you a little bit of time.
Okay.
Okay. So just kind of tying that in, my A of the week is to the Black Lives Matter movement. Whenever this group first came together and formed, and I started hearing about it, I did not understand it. I didn't understand any of it. I took it very literal, just like a lot of people are doing now.
Yep.
And I was one of those that was like, hey, why is it only Black lives? Why is it only, whatever. So, once it was brought to my attention that it's a movement, it's not to be taken literal. I dove into researching it and finding out exactly like what their platform was. And I am such a big fan of what, the founders of the Black Lives Movement, Black Lives Matter movement have done already so far in such a short amount of time, really, and peaceful for the most part, I'm very, very proud of this, group of people. And it seems like word has spread and they have way more supporters now than they ever did before. And I think, personally, I'm going to benefit, like my family is going to benefit from the good work that's being done because, my kids have a Hispanic last name. And I know that this movement is helping just remove discrimination, right, all over. And I really, really want to see, people in like everybody has a position to protect the public. I really want to see every single person like be there because they truly care about human beings and they're there to protect, you know what I mean? Because, it's just not the case right now.
Right.
So,
well, I'd like to tag on to that a little bit before I get my A of the week. This Black Lives movement that, we're seeing a lot of, and you just perfectly described, is still a little new to some people, even though we've heard about it for years now, right? It's still hard for some people to understand why it's so important to support Black Lives Matters. So for example, in the Hispanic community, you hear a lot of people saying, well, what about Hispanic lives? What about Mexican lives? What about all the children that are being taken away from their parents? What about all these people dying, trying to cross the border? Like yes, those lives matter too. But the best way and I use this analogy with somebody, I won't say their name, but they were trying to get the point across that I just said about Hispanics' lives too. And I'm like, look, everybody's life matters. But today we're trying to focus on Black Lives Matters because not everybody's lives matter right now. Like, because obviously we're seeing this happen repetitively. So we need to get behind our Black brothers and sisters and tell them your life matters too, as much as our lives matter. And, that's how we're going to bring everyone together. But the closest I could get to an analogy for this person to help them understand, which it actually ironically helped them. It was funny. I said, look, I have a birthday, you have a birthday. Let's say we have the birthday in the same month and I'm celebrating my birthday today and you come and tell me, well, it's my birthday too next week. This is my birthday month. Well, yeah, you do, bitch, but this is my birthday today. It's my turn right now. Wait, we're all going to eventually we're gonna all come together. Right now we're gonna focus on this one issue that we're seeing happen so often, and we gotta support them.
I really hope too, because like I hate that big traumatic events like the George Floyd execution happened, and so now we're like the whole nation is like on this one platform. Like I really hope that we get to a resolution there, and and then move on to the next one, and that we don't, because I feel like nobody right now is really talking about the LGBTQ community and the injustices that have happened there, because thank God nothing like, the Orlando shooting has happened in like, recently to where it's fresh on everybody's mind. And I hate that, I wish that we truly had, this whole movement and everything that everybody's working on. Let's get a resolution where everybody is happy. And then, let's work on the next thing before something tragic happens. Like before it happens, let's, you know what I mean? And let's fix people. Like, let's do better.
You know what? It's come a long way.
Yeah.
It makes me so happy and my heart feels so good when I see all people of different races and even I would say different social classes, like, middle class, rich people, celebrities, unknowns coming together. Saying enough is enough.
Yes, I agree.
My A of the week, It's Pride Month. It's June. And though all this,
Yeah.
civil unrest and craziness with COVID and all of the distractions
Mm-hmm.
that are around, I still want to be proud of where we're at today as a
Yes.
country for the gay community. We still have a long way to go, but my
Mm-hmm.
A of the week is for all of those pioneers, though, that paved the
Mm-hmm.
way for me to be able to,
Wear that shirt.
just wear this shirt, get married to my husband, which we're gonna
Mm-hmm.
go on 7 years this year, married.
Buy a house together.
We've come a long way. We can file our taxes together. I'm on his insurance.
Insurance.
So
Yep.
you know,
Yes, girl.
so I just want to give my A to all of those who made it possible for me,
Mm-hmm.
and also, the future generation that's coming up.
Mm-hmm.
They won't
Yeah.
have to go through, some of the stuff that we went through as being discriminated, just being equal. And at the end of the day, it's equal rights for all.
Right. Mm-hmm.
But you have to start with those little communities and those individuals
Mm-hmm.
that are being, treated unfairly.
Targeted. Yeah. Agreed.
So,
Cool.
Day of the week to my LGBTQ
Yes.
pioneers. Thank you, guys.
Cheers, guys.
Hey,
Hey, so when do you want to do another Facebook Live episode? Do you want next
you
week?
know what? We had so much fun doing it last time. I think we should do it next week. And I'm actually
let's do it.
Saturday. Let's do it next Saturday.
Okay, yeah, good. So I don't have to pay a babysitter.
So, oh crap, I might need a puppy sitter. She's so much work. We'll talk about it.
Oh, really? Okay.
Oh my God, anyways, so thank y'all for joining us.
Yay.
Tune in for our bonus episodes. Thank you again to Edson and my Theo Luis for coming on our show recently and allowing us to, share.
Pick their brain.
Yeah, pick your brain and share with everyone our, friendships with y'all and our.
Yeah.
You guys are.
And there's such good sports too. Like we didn't have to fish stuff out of them. Like they were happy to join.
No, my
so.
Theo Luis already done his research. Edson is our number one fan. I've already seen him.
Yes.
So number one fan there. But
Cool.
Thank y'all for watching us.
See you next week.
Share, subscribe. See you next week.